Guys, what is going on? It's your boy. Now, let's just hold on a second. Uh, Me and Aries have been talking a lot about just our YouTube channel, just the future, and we first talked about our names. I definitely want to get this out there just because I don't know. I think when it comes to being on YouTube, and here's the thing: me and Aries, we both understand that we enjoy streaming and doing our own thing. But like having like a name that is like truly just kind of like your own and kind of just different from different from the rest is something that we kind of realized. Well, for me at least, I realized that for myself. I think Aries, you're thinking about changing your name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so we kind of decided that, well, for me, I decided that I was going to change my name, and we were brainstorming, and I came up with this name kind of for him, but then the second half of his name was for me. But Professor Die Hard, and I am going by Die now, DAI instead of DIE. It's Professor Die Hard, and I don't know. I decided that it's a very kind of funny name. I enjoy being kind of witty, and I enjoy what I do in real life, and also understand I'm a huge die-hard fan of games, anime. So why not just kind of put that nice Bruce Willis and Prince that I would die for you? Just that whole I don't know. I really like the idea of it, and I think it's gonna be a cool change just to the vibe of the channel. I'm starting to work on my intro a little bit. I'm thinking of starting off with maybe, all right, class, open your books to page kick ass. We're about to kick ass and chew bubblegum, something like that. I don't know. I'm still working on
We're
it.
all out of bubblegum,
And we're all out of,
yeah.
I'm all out of gum. No, but yeah, I've decided to stick with that, and I'm pretty excited about it, and going to going to keep looking around for other ways to vamp up the channel a little bit. Twitch is definitely something I'm considering. But yeah, so we decided to do a different video today. We're not going to be gaming at all. We're just going to be chilling here on this near on excuse me, near how do you pronounce it, automata. We're going to chill here on the tile screen and just let that background music just kind of fill the atmosphere. But we're going to discuss something that's very near and dear to me and Aries, to our hearts, and that is anime. And not just anime, but music. You see, I grew up in bands. Aries, I mean, you were a musician and a singer for you still are, and like you enjoy doing that, right? And
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing my instrument for almost near 10 years.
yeah,
It'll be 10 years in May when I
yeah.
first started playing.
So I feel like people who not just have musical talent, but just like people who just really enjoy music, not just like, and I'm talking about people who actually play instruments or have played instruments in the past. I feel like just were in marching band. Like I was in band myself, and I feel like I really have an appreciation for the different types of music that I hear, especially when it comes to video games, anime intros or endings, and other copious amounts of variety of music. So we're going to just start off. We have different lists, um, but we're going to start off with our top 10 anime openings of all time, and we're just going to go one by one and just kind of just lay it all out there because I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time because anime openings are like, I don't know, Aries. I feel like anime openings are like a religious topic.
Yeah. It definitely it depends on I guess really what your tastes are. Like if you prefer like an anime that's like really chill versus the opening that's just like balls to the wall, in your face type of energy that gets you like pumped up for the show. That's what the opening's supposed to do. It's supposed to get
Yeah.
you like super stoked to end up watching the show, and then of course like if the ending is good, that's fine. A lot of people don't actually watch the ending to an anime, like the ending credits to it. They're usually just there for the substance and of course the first opening. And the first opening really tells a lot of people whether or not they're going to stay and watch the show or not. And so it's really important that you get that first part right. And for these shows, I think me and Mondo can agree that
You
these
mean die?
openings, yeah, die.
That's gonna be hard.
It's actually that's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a little hard first. But me and Die were I guess really I think we can get behind these openings and like really just state like this is why. Not only did we enjoy the show, but this is why we stuck with the show was because of these really good openings that like really got you into the show. But
Absolutely.
Dai, you can start off with your first one if you want.
Absolutely, yeah. I was going to say, like, and if you really notice and you pay attention to, I mean, it depends on certain compositions of anime that you're watching. Usually, the opening, you hear the opening in different types of music and song types through the show. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, uh, I'm not gonna. We'll go into it later, but at first we were talking about doing an actual top 10, like, number one, number two. You know what I'm saying? But we just decided just to kind of list like all in. There's no order. It's all just just random order. But like we all love these intros all the same. So for me, starting off is going to be and Z from Out Noah Zero, if I'm pronouncing that
Oh
right.
yeah.
I gotta say, back in the day when I was a SOAR counselor where I was at, I was obsessed with this anime. It's Out No Zero. Definitely need to watch it. You'll notice along my list, Hiroyuki Sawano is pretty much everywhere. I'm a huge Hiroyuki Sawano fan. One of my biggest dreams is to actually go to a concert from him and just rock out. I'm just so I don't know. I think about it all the time. But fantastic anime, fantastic music. Oh my gosh, the music is insane. But yeah, that's my number one pick, or my first pick.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a
Aries.
really good pick. That's a good way to start it off. The first one that I had written down, going for I guess from descending order, was the intro for Cowboy Bebop.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so the intro to that I feel like it's just really unique. It's not really too focused on heavy like build up or anything like that. It just blasts you with hardcore jazz,
Hmm.
like this really kind of jazzy, upbeat, like kind of gets you ready for like a space cowboy adventure. And it really fits the character for Spike. You know how he's like very aloof, and just very like kind of just a laid back guy, but at the same time he kicks ass, and
Absolutely.
it's really gets you ready for just like a really good like space adventure. And so that was my first pick was the intro for Cowboy Bebop.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. That's you're gonna judge me for this. I never watched it all the way through, and I
Oh, dude.
really it's a crime. I know, but yeah. But
Yeah.
I'll get into other crimes that we have not. Some other people haven't watched in this.
Yeah.
Uh, and you know what? Why not talk about it now? Another amazing anime intro that I adore is Rise from the Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yep.
Wow. Before we started this video, before we even had the idea to do this video, me and Aries, we were just talking on the phone, just like listening to different intros. And I was actually, I watched the video. It was like the top 50 or 40 anime openings of winter 2019. And guess what? Out of all of them, three of them were, out of every single one of those, except three of them, they were all trash. Like it was
Yeah.
awful. Like they didn't sound great. They're such, I don't know. They're such just not
It was
my
just disappointing. Yeah.
massively disappointing. And some people may love those intros. Hey, kudos to you. But like I feel like my taste is just so much. I think I'm gonna say so much better. So much better. See, I'm the professor here now, and class is in session. Your anime openings that you may like is absolute trash. But look at mine. Mine's actually great. It was really great. So, because I'm a die-hard fan of Brutes of what I like. But yeah, Rising of Shield Hero. Check out that anime. It is insane. It is Raph Talia is the best waifu of all time. I have finally conceded. But yeah, so that's my second pick.
Oh,
Aries.
yeah, that's also a very good second pick. My second pick shouldn't come as a surprise to you, Di. Um,
No, I'm ready
my
for this.
second my second pick was Sign from Naruto Shippuden, and
Wow. You
so
picked that one. Okay, yeah.
yeah, so this opening starts off in Shippuden right around the time where Sasuke and Itachi have their big one-on-one fight,
Mhm.
and and Naruto. I think it's Naruto versus Pain during this
Yes. Well,
during this fight, or at least a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah. So, I
No,
mean,
that's
just a really good
Jiraiya
intro.
versus Pain.
Yeah, Dry versus Pain. Yes. So, I mean, it's just like it's so good. It's so like for what you watch during the opening and the music that's playing with it, giving you the flashbacks and like the childhood memories with Naruto and
Mm.
Sasuke, and it just like it hits you in the feels in a way that you don't really think when you watch the opening. But it's just, I mean, what more can I say? It's Naruto. It's fucking, one of the best animes that's ever been
I'm sorry,
produced, in
I
my
was
opinion.
wrong. I was absolutely. That's not Jiraiya. That's a different one. That's when
Oh, is
like
that Bluebird?
that's not Bluebird. That's when Jiraiya and Pain are fighting on the frog, on the toad.
Oh
That's
yeah,
not Sign. I'm so sorry. Sign is amazing. Yes.
yeah.
Da da
Sign.
da 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 da.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the yeah. It's so good to the point where like I rewatched some of those episodes after I finished watching Naruto Shippuden just so I could watch the openings over and over again. I just I didn't care about the ad on Crunchyroll. I just I literally kept rewatching the opening over and over again.
Oh,
So
it's so good.
yeah. So, but again, I really don't really need to explain that choice. It's Naruto Shippuden. It's most of those openings for the show are just out of the world, out of this world.
Oh,
Yeah, but we only
absolutely.
limited ourselves. We only limited ourselves to one for each show, but that one definitely sticks out to me for like one of the hypest points of the series. But that was my pick for the second choice. So, Di, what you
Very
got for your
nice.
third?
Very nice. Wow. I have to give you that. I completely forgot about that opening. So if I would have remembered that, I probably would have put that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I still like my pick. But
Hmm.
my third pick is a very big favorite of mine. I remember watching this show as an RA, and I absolutely loved it. Basically, anime Spider-Man, and it is the opening to Parasite the Maxim. Let me hear.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
If you like
Yes.
heavy metal, like rock, and like I mean, obviously, you can look up Nate Wants to Battle. He does amazing covers. Definitely,
Oh yeah.
massive fan. Nate Wants to Battle.
His both those versions are fire.
I mean, we became Aries and I actually became really good friends. Based, I'm not gonna. It's a. Oh, jeez, I had the freaking hiccup. Sword Art Online. He did a cover of a Crossing Field, and it was
yes.
amazing. So definitely check him out on YouTube. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my third pick. Definitely watch Parasite the Maxim. Super, super phenomenal show. And Aries, you've not seen that show, and man,
Yeah,
you're
I don't know why. It's another one like Rising of the Shield Hero. I watched like an episode of it, and I still don't know why I haven't got onto.
oh, it's awesome. It's
Yeah,
so good.
just shame on me. Yeah.
All
Uh,
right, so what's your third pick?
my third pick. You know me well enough to probably know why I
I
picked
think
it. Um,
okay.
my third pick was Of the Samurai by Samurai Champloo.
Ooh.
It is so bomb. The artwork that happens while the intro is playing is so godlike. The entire artwork for the entire series is just fucking amazing.
Hmm.
If you haven't watched that show, you should just watch it for just the fight scenes alone because they're so well animated. I would argue some of the fight scenes were definitely better animated than the Naruto fights that happen throughout the series. There's definitely Naruto fights that are better animated than that, but even the opening part of Samurai Champloo is so well animated, and it like goes into like a really like it's just really chill. Like if you want to watch an opening that's just like really like it will get you like not in your head, but like not in like a heavy metal way. Like this beat goes just straight up. It's absolute fire,
It's definitely
and
driving down interstate.
yeah,
Just like
you can listen to that entire album probably going down. If you got a 2 hour drive, just literally listen to the Samurai Champloo album because you'll have a great drive. Like you won't get bored at all.
oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
it's it's really chill. There are some parts of the episode where the music does kind of kick up a little bit, but not too much. It usually stays in that kind of really chill vibe, and uh, it's just, I mean, it's really good. It's probably my only rap one that I have on here because a lot of the albums were actually made in sequence. So one artist did one half, and then another artist did another half, and then another artist did another half for it. So they basically split it up into three parts of music that each producer got to make for it.
Hmm.
But it's a really good show, really good opening. And for people who watch Samurai Champloo, no explanation needed. You pretty much know why that's on here.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, cool. Well, I'll go on with the fourth pick. The fourth pick, and so with this anime, I didn't watch all of it. I only watched like probably 4 or 5 episodes of it, and that was because when I was watching it, it was still airing, and like it was coming on weekly, and I didn't have the subscription, so I couldn't watch as much as I wanted to. It kind of fell off of it, but the intro is phenomenal. If you actually, it's a slurred English. The lady who sings this song, it's beautiful. The song is just mesmerizing. It's a song you kind of get lost in. It's a song that just, when you read the lyrics and listen to her sing, man, and you probably know what song I'm talking about. This song talks about a lot of political issues that we face today. And I would give you an excerpt from it, but my computer's dead, so R.I.P. But like, the name of the song is Binary Star, and it's from the Legend of the
Yeah.
Galactic Heroes. And this is like the newer version of the show. There's an old version. I can't remember how old it is. But my word, Binary Star. I remember when it first came out, I immediately sent it to Aries, and like we were on the phone talking about how good it was. It's just, again, Hiroyuki Sawano. My first pick, Anz from Aldnoah Zero, he also did the music for that. Most of my favorite music of all time of anime is from Hiroyuki Sawano. His music, his brain, his genius is just amazing. Every time you put in a song from Hiroyuki Sawano, your CD drive or your computer or your PlayStation will literally burst into flames because it's just too OP. And not because it's like super heavy rock, which it maybe is a little bit sometimes, but it's just such well crafted, just mesmerizing music. So sorry, I had to talk about Hiroki Sawano. I'm a huge fan, huge fan. So,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
but that's my top four. That's my number four. So what's your four?
Well, my fourth, you're probably gonna hate me for having it fourth. But we're not doing it in order.
Yeah, it's
It
not
was
in any
just the
order.
fourth. The one that came to my mind after that was, it's probably very high on your list, and you'll probably give me a
Okay,
pseudo
okay,
high five
yes,
for
I know what this
this.
is. I know what this is.
So my fourth pick was Crossing Field
Yeah,
by SAO.
yes, yes.
And so, I mean, again, it's the anime that got me and Dai pretty much, solidified our mutual love for anime. Um, and considering that Dai was the one that actually got me into watching that show to begin with. But
Wait, it was me?
yes,
Wow, I did not know that.
yeah, I did not. I did not. Well, I had watched Sword Art Online, but I had only watched the first couple of episodes, and I didn't know about whether I was going to continue it or not because I was at the. It was the episode before he shows up as like the Black Swordsman. He fights off all those goons and the player killers. It was the episode before that I had stopped watching it, and then you showed me a
Oh.
little bit of it, and so I was like, okay, well I just need to watch the next episode, and then I was like, okay, well, yeah, this show's fire. Like this guy, this guy can't be touched. And
See, I thought you watched it
so
the entire time. Oh, wow.
yeah, so
That's
I had
shocking.
watched it, but I think he got into it. So um, the but I mean, it's Crossing Field. Like it's so good. It's hype. It's got enough energy to get you into like started on the next episode. Even if you don't like me, didn't really necessarily care for the first couple episodes, except for the one where they fight the Balrog or whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
big tall war thing. But that episode's hype. But after that, it did slow down a little bit for me. But then I'd go back and watch the intro, and I'm like, how did I ever get fucking tired of watching this show at one point? because the intro is so good, and it got me so hyped into watching it that I just floored through the first season. I floored through it,
Because it's very well done, in
and
my opinion. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it is.
amazing.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's just one of those ones where I think you have to have it on your list. It's so good. But yeah, that was my fourth pick.
Solid. Again, that was the show that I mean, I gotta talk about my story with Crossing Field, just Sword Online in general.
Yeah.
So I was a freshman in college, and we were snowed in. It was a huge snowfall that year, and we are just like, I'm just sitting in my room, my single room by myself, and I was super bored. I didn't know what to do with myself. I just like I was on Netflix. Everyone's just on the Wi-Fi, so the Wi-Fi is kind of crappy. So I'm like, oh god, I can't game, so I'll just go on Netflix. So I remember seeing Sao. I had actually previously watched Attack on Titan, and it was okay, but it was like I was like, yeah, I guess I won't really. It's whatever. But then I remember Sao being talked to me about it in high school by a buddy of mine, and he was obsessed with it. He was like, "Bro, you gotta watch this show." I was like, "Okay, what it's about?" He says, "Do they like die in the game? They die in real life?" And it's like, so I was like the Matrix. And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "But like, bro, you need to watch this show." I was like, "What is it?" He said, "Well, it's an anime." And I said, "Nope, not doing it. Sorry." But then I realized that I was watching Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. That's all anime, but no one likes to, admit it. But
Mm-hmm.
anywho, so yeah, but I watched it and it just changed my life. Like it was such a great, phenomenal show that made you look. Asuna, I still love Asuna, dude. That's like, in my opinion, she's still like Raphtalia. Honestly, she's still probably number one waifu. But Asuna, she's really close, just because she was the initial one. So I have to kind of give her that. But yeah, so my back. Sorry, so on to the next pick. Don't forgive me if I don't pronounce it right, but it's called Kaidoku Funo from Code Geass.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. It's not the first one, not the dun 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 dun, not that one. It's the one. It's the bass. The dun 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 dun. You remember? I shouldn't really sing it out. I should actually just let you hear it. But let's see. Where is it at? It's right here. I'm just gonna play a little snippet of it. That's it. Yeah. So, do you remember that now, Aries?
Yes. Mm.
Yeah. Oh, dude, fire! I am a huge Code Geass fan. I had always heard so many good things about it. Always wanted to watch it, but like it just never was available. And then I realized that hey, it's finally on Crunchyroll. And guess what? I soaked that crap up. I think it was because Funimation and Crunchyroll teamed up for that a little bit. So like Cowboy Bebop was on there, and other shows were on there too. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, Code Geass, that intro is awesome. The bass line is just, oh, it's dirty. You got to wash your hands after you hear that bass line. That's how dirty it is. So, but yeah, super great. Definitely check it out. Good anime. Is this fifth pick?
Yeah. This
Sixth.
is
One,
yeah, number
two,
five.
three, four.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I skipped
So
one. Oh, God. Oh, well, I'll just go back. That's fine.
yeah. So my fifth pick was already mentioned, but it is the opening for Parasite.
There we go.
Uh,
Yeah, let me hear. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I think you pretty much basically just touched on it as much as we can. It is just, I mean, it's so nasty, heavy rock, right in your face type of energy, and so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it since we already kind of covered it. But it's yeah, definitely Let Me Hear from Parasite is just
Oh,
it's nasty.
And
Nasty.
again, that show is like it's so amazing seeing how the guy goes from a nerd to like a completely different character. And that's what I love so much about it. He basically turns from like nerdy Peter Parker to like broken Peter Parker, and it's like a
Yeah.
yeah, so good. But so yeah, so I was right about your Naruto pick because that was the one where it's like Jiraiya versus Pain, and I think it was
Oh, okay.
maybe it was that is sign because the reason why is mine was Silhouette from Naruto.
Gotcha.
Silhouette, yeah, no Silhouette. Oh, like during the fourth Great Ninja War, right? Or was the third? The fourth one. I can't
Fourth,
remember.
yeah.
Phenomenal anime because you're seeing as like Naruto's running across the screen, going from like a kid to an adult, and it's just, oh, it's so upbeat and it just shows that like at the point of the anime, which you should watch Naruto. It's a lot, but I did it. I didn't watch all the filler though because it's so much. And you can probably watch it and get a lot out of it, but for me personally, I just kind of got I just enjoyed the main part, but still, go watch it. But such a beautiful, well done anime opening. So yeah, so that's my sixth pick. What's yours?
Well, my sixth pick is one that I talked with you about for a pretty good bit. Um, it is actually the opening to Gundam Wing Zero.
Wow.
It
Okay.
is this show by itself. All the Gundam shows really have kind of it's almost an opera feel to them. How serious the world actually takes itself. How politically I guess significant the anime is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just a sight to behold. The animation is fire. For even today, it outclasses most animation stuff. Even for especially for the opening. Uh, the opening is just godlike for what you're getting out of the anime. So basically, just preparing you for that really political type of anime feel to it. And the opening is very different
Mm-hmm.
from a lot of openings nowadays, where you kind of like have like a little like a build up or whatever. This thing doesn't have really a build up per se. It just has like a really good kind of like techno vibe to it almost, and it's just one of the things where like you recognize the opening as soon as it comes on because it's just how it starts off, and that's what the opening for it really got me. Like it really like kept me in the show because there are some slow parts in Gundam with most of the Gundam shows, but that one didn't seem like it had a lot because of that opening. Like there was just like you wanted to tune into the next episode just to kind of like see where the show was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really good. Overall, great anime. Great. I think it's a great pick. And but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think, especially if you are a big fan of Gundam, it's one of the Gundam shows you have to watch.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that's it's phenomenal. It's actually I didn't watch that. I'm thinking of a different one. I didn't watch that one, but I'm watching Gundam Seed right now. So, uh, good stuff. Good stuff. Gundam's great. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
I can't remember. I actually I do remember it. So, this is another anime that I watched probably a couple years ago, but the opening is always just stuck with me. I love the opening. It's just so different. It's so awesome. Very just I love it. It's the opening to the anime Erased called Re. I think that's what it's called, the anime song. But Erased, I think I showed you this intro, Aries. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but Erased was a really cool. It's like a crime thriller show. Basically, a guy can go back in. He can basically go back in time, and there's a girl that there's a lot of these kids that died that were his age back in the day, and like he's trying to keep them alive and change the future basically, and it's just the opening is so awesome. The anime is phenomenal. I think it's only 12 episodes. It's definitely worth the watch. They did a live adaptation of it on Netflix. You can watch it. So super great. But yeah, that is my seventh pick.
Nice. Okay. So for my seventh pick, uh, it is become one of my favorite shows recently. Um, and the and I talked about this a little bit with Di before we started the stream, but they never should have changed the opening for this series. It was
Oh, yeah.
Quadalonia Overlord.
Mm.
Nate Wants to Battle also has a really good cover of this version. It's also straight fire. But this, like, the first season opening for Everward just was it was a new show, and kind of had a similar feel to Sword Art Online in the way that it kind of carries the world, except it's much darker.
Mm-hmm.
And the because I mean, of course, the protagonist is broken as shit.
Indeed.
Not as I mean, definitely more broken than Kirito. I mean, he's like he literally just can't get touched. He's literally so good. The only person that touches him at the very end of the season is one of the NPCs they create, which is almost as broken as he is.
Mm.
It's I mean, the show is already really good, but just to have that rockin' really nasty ass intro is really all it is. It's just a nasty ass intro. If I could describe it with just one sentence, it's just that. It's just nasty.
Nice.
But,
I like that. It's nice. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So number 8. Number 8. This is another show Aries didn't watch, and this opening still proves the test of time to be fire. Actually, I skipped one. This one's still a really good. I don't know if you've seen this anime either, but a really, 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 really good show. The ending can kiss my butt though. Really hated the ending. This is My Dearest from Guilty Crown. You know, the girls are singing at the very beginning. You know the one I'm talking about, right, Aries?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, gorgeous song. It's you don't. Oh, the animation is very well done. You know, the song is so beautiful and just relaxing. You can just, you don't really hear the words that are, understand the words because it's in Japanese. It's just like it kind of takes you back and oh, so great, so great. So yeah, and again, that's Hiroyuki Sawano who did Guilty Crown. He also did Sephiroth at the end, Out Noah Zero, Gundam Unicorn. He did Gundam Unicorn, and did Rising of the Galactic Hero. I mean, he's all over the freaking place, and everywhere he goes just leads a trail of fire. So, freaking Smokey Bear needs to be watching out for him. Anywho, now what's your number 8?
My number 8. Probably also no surprise to you either. It is Snow Fairy Tale.
Oh yeah.
This is, I mean, just absolutely legendary. Just absolutely legendary pick, and for me at least, because Fairy Tail honestly has, in my opinion, some of the best music in anime, just in general, not even just the opening. The actual music in Fairy Tail is just godlike because it's rock mixed in with Celtic music, and I mean, what could be more badass? Like it's literally old time Celtic music mixed in with like heavy rock. It's just disgusting. And so that was, but the reason for that pick is just because I actually started watching Fairy Tail a lot in college, and
yeah, I remember that.
I finished it while I was still in college, and just really one of those things where I got upset when the ending came around. I was just actually visibly upset, but it's still a really good anime. Really kind of like just. Kind of, it's kind of got like a medium tone to it, where like Samurai Champloo is a little bit slower, whereas something maybe like Quadalonia is like really heavy rock type of stuff. This is kind of like right in the middle. It still gives off that Fairy Tale vibe. Like, you know how some openings just like encapsulate what the show actually will be.
Mm-hmm.
This I feel like it's one of those openings where it definitely just encapsulates the entire aura of the show in general.
Nice. Yeah. No, I definitely. There's something about an opening that, like, if the anime has a good opening and they use that opening to Um, I don't know, like that opening basically. You hear the opening basically in different ways and different types of music through the show. I love stuff like that. That's what a Severance at the end does a lot. But yeah. So yeah. So on to number 9. Uh, Here we go. You should know this one. Um, I'm gonna do this other one first, and then the last one. But yeah, Ash Like Snow from Gundam 00.
Yes.
Ash Like Snow. So I personally really am in love with this anime for one reason only. A good friend of mine died of a brain aneurysm. And he actually recommended me because we were like, this is back when I was really sick. I had Crohn's disease, and I was working at band camp, and it was really difficult for me because the heat was really bad on me, and it was very difficult for me to kind of function on a 100-degree weather, hot pavement when I'm super underweight. And he just was super cool to me, and we were talking about anime and intros, and he said his favorite was this, and it's so fire. It's the music is so well done. It's like a rock concert, man. Uh, and I'll never forget, like, how we talked about anime in the car when I drove us to go get lunch one day. And so yeah, Ash Like Snow, even the English version or like the covers that people will do are just top notch. So yeah, what's your number 9? Or yeah, number 9.
My number 9. I showed it to you tonight actually before we started the stream. It
Yes.
is the cover of Iran. It was originally by a band called Flock of Seagulls, and this cover was actually made a cover by a band called Bowling for Soup, and it first showed up as the opening for what was called in the U.S. at least Knights of the Zodiac, but we know it as essentially Saint Seiya, and so it was the U.S.'s first introduction into Saint Seiya, but it was called under a different name, Knights of the Zodiac. But aired on Toonami and Cartoon Network, and just a really good show. Unfortunately, Cartoon Network discontinued the show, so you actually cannot watch any of the English dub. Really, you actually have to go and watch the Japanese dub, which does not have the English opening to it. The Japanese opening is still good. It's not as good as the English opening, but
Yeah.
when it did air, still one of my favorite shows of really almost of all time, really, because Saint Seiya is really underrated anime, super good show. But that is my ninth pick.
So number 10. I have a few other little honorable mentions that I'll do after you do your number 10. Just
Okay.
because there's just a couple more that I had to list. And again, this anime you did not watch, but I watched. Oh God, Brave Shine from Fate Stay Night.
Ooh.
Ugh, such a great opening. Just such a something about sometimes you just can't really describe an anime opening. You can only just listen to it and just kind of be taken back by the beautiful visuals when Rin is on top of the skyscraper and you see the city all around her. Just the visuals look just so beautiful and amazing, and the song just complements it in the perfect way. And the show itself is actually fantastic, and it's actually the Fate Stay Night series is a very complex cluster crap, but like it's
Yeah.
still fantastic to watch. But that is my number 10. What's yours?
All right. So that's your number. Yeah, that was your number 10.
It was.
Okay. My number 10 is something that got every 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old boy wet every time they watch this anime. It is the English opening for Dragon Ball Z, Rock the Dragon. And, I mean, what
Ooh.
needs to be said? It's Dragon Ball Z. If you haven't watched this anime, you're a single-celled amoeba. You are one of the lowest life forms on the planet.
If you've never
You,
seen Dragon Ball,
if you've never seen Dragon Ball Z, I can understand people
oh,
not seeing Dragon Ball, but not Dragon Ball Z,
you mean all the way through
uh,
Dragon Ball Z, or just not seeing it at
or
all?
just an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean, they
yeah,
have
yeah.
to at least watch one thing of it, or at least a clip. I would even take a clip at this point. Uh, this anime has been out since really the 1980s, and in Japan, and even then it came over to the U.S. at around 1990s. So you've literally had almost 20, 30 years to watch this anime. It's so good. I mean, it's Dragon Ball Z. It's one of the coldest animes known to man, one of the most successful animes known to man, and for as successful as it was, you would think it might, the opening might be all right, but this thing is high octane, high energy. Fucking rock the dragon. It's like even the title says it,
Hmm.
and the lyrics are something to kind of not be admired because it literally just says the same thing over and over again. But
Dragon,
uh, but I mean, that's all it needs to be. It's literally just a really good
Short, sweet, to
anime
the point.
opening. Yeah, it is. That's why it's so good. It's because you can listen to it once and be like, oh yeah, this is from this show, and that's what I look for in an anime opening. Like when I listen to an opening, I go, oh, that's that.
Hmm.
And Dragon Ball Z is one of those ones where you can watch it and you hear the opening, you're like, oh yeah, bam, Dragon Ball Z. And that's what I look for in anime. And it's just also the first anime that I watched, first anime that I fell in love with.
Hmm.
And that's why whenever Dragon Ball Z stuff comes out, I gravitate toward it. Even Dragon Ball Super, which is definitely not as good of a show as I wanted it to be, I still watched it because I have such a love for Dragon
Hmm.
Ball. And I've literally watched every single damn thing that, even the new movie that came out, I went to the theater by myself and watched it. That's how crazy I am about the Dragon Ball stuff, and because the movie is actually really good too. But I've even watched all the non-canon Dragon Ball Z ones. I've played all the video games, even the ones that were older school. I played them on my computer because they had like an emulator that you could play them on. So I even played the old school Dragon Ball Z games that were terrible until we got really good ones. Uh, and of course, if you see my channel, you've probably already seen some Dragon Ball Fighters playthrough on that as well.
Hmm.
But it's just really good. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's probably in my opinion, it's the greatest anime of all time.
Hmm.
But to each their own. But for me, Dragon Ball is just the coolest thing that I've ever seen.
Well, nice. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, heck yeah. I had a few honorable mentions. The first one, I didn't include it in my top 10 originally just because you mentioned it. Crossing Field, come on, it's Sword Art Online. It's a gateway anime. Also, a fire intro done by Lisa. Dude, she kills it with any music that she touches. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Another one that you're going to know this song very well, Aries. Into the Sky by Hiroki Sawano. And it's in the anime Gundam Unicorn, and
Yes.
phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal intro. The music is so good. The musicality is great. The lyrics are awesome because it again talks about certain subjects. They're just it's crazy. And my last pick was Faith from Shield Hero. It's the Rising the Shield Hero. It's a new intro that just came out. Um, it's definitely they're all tops, dude. They're all so great. Uh, I'm a huge Rise and Shield Hero fan. I talk about Rolf Talia. I gotta mention this. One of the best quotes I've ever heard was that you know, even if you can't trust other people, I will trust you. And every single time the world tells you that you're a bad person or you're this or that, I will yell back at them, telling them that they're wrong. Like,
Mm.
man, that's deep. That's really
Yeah,
deep. I'm not gonna.
that's really deep.
Yeah, and just watch the show. You need to. Did you have any honorable mentions on yours, or you want to move on?
Yes. Yeah. I had Bluebird from Naruto Shippuden. Uh, awesome fucking intro. Um, and there's actually somebody that made a rap beat about it that me and Die freestyled too. And I mean, the song is just really good, really upbeat for a really dark part in the show actually. Um, very misleading intro. Asuma's death in Naruto Shippuden uh,
Hmm.
happens right around that time, so um, very. I mean, it's very interesting how they kind of put that one in there. Um, Another one I would say is definitely uh, the intro, at least into the original Gundam, just titled Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam. Um, Pretty old school for the time that it is doing the intro, but I mean, still, just I mean, it's fantastic. Um, Another one would probably be Full Metal Alchemist intro. The first Full Metal Alchemist intro, um, it's straight fire. If you've seen RDC World, they did a really good, a really good parody
Hmm.
of the intro too. But that I would say also the third intro to Bleach. Um, Third intro to Bleach is it's very it goes like kind of soft in the very beginning and just picks up try like the middle of the song. It's absolute fire.
Nice.
Mm.
Very nice. So we're gonna go on to the next little thing, and this is instead of anime openings, we're gonna go into anime endings. And you don't have to, how many do you have for that? Do you have 10, or do you just have a few?
I just have a few,
See, I
some
have a
really good
few.
ones that I did like.
Cool. Yeah, I have a few too, and I'll just name them off real fast. First one is Scapegoat from Hiriki Sawano. It's the ending to Separate at the end. Are you still my friend, me?
Yeah.
Da-na-da-da-da. Oh man,
Yes, that was yeah, that's fire.
just
Yeah.
and that song goes into a different song where it's like this fighting music where it's like Mika versus the these I can't remember their name, they're what the military is called, but it's fire. It's such a great scene, very powerful, good stuff. Second one is For You from Naruto, very sweet, cute song. It was also in Gundam 00. Is one of the ending for there as well. So, but great show. Um, Also, oh wait, Gundam 00. Oh, there's a different. There's another one from Gundam 00. I can't think of the name of it, and I couldn't find it. But it's the first ending to Gundam 00, and it's so good. It's really really powerful. What about you? What's yours?
Mine, of course, was Roundabout from the band Yes for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Uh, I I know people watching JoJo's either hit or miss, but I mean, once you hear that bass come in and slap, there have been plenty of memes on Twitter from that. Uh, so it basically kind of turned into a joke for a lot of folks, but I mean, that song still slaps. Literally, like the bass line it has, it literally
Facts.
slaps. Um, Another one was probably the outro for Gundam Wing Zero again. Um, Really, just I mean, phenomenal stuff. Another outro was actually one from Dragon Ball Super. One of the
Doesn't
outros
surprise
for
me.
that is actually really good. During the tournament arc, the Tournament of Power arc, it's very good. Almost better than the intro for that arc, um, which is actually a shame. And then, of course, I did have For You with Naruto on there as well. So I had that on my list. And so, I mean, yeah, it's just really, really nice outro for it. Um, but yeah, I think that was most of my list actually for outros. Besides, the last one that I had was I think it was Sky Fry Fairy Tale, right during the Pillar of Light arc.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that outro is awesome.
Nice, 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 nice. So now we're going into favorite game music of all
Mm-hmm.
time. Now, you have a top 10 for this.
Yeah.
I definitely do not. I only have just like two little tidbits here. Um, I mean, I could mention some things. I guess I'll go on. I mean, if you want to do a couple real fast and go on, we'll do it that way.
Yeah. So the first or the last one, I actually did put these in order a little bit too.
Wow. Okay.
So
There you
these
go.
might actually be my top 10, like some of my favorite ones. Number 10 would be from Street Fighter V, and is the championship stage, and is the round two part of the song. And I mean, you want to talk about some heavy metal like just all up in your mouth heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had to spit out the metal in your mouth because this song just goes in is just nasty. Whoever does the guitar for the Street Fighter V soundtrack, he's literally a demigod. He's a god in human form. We need this guy's name immediately
Mm.
because I don't know his name, but he put together probably one of my favorite soundtracks in a fighting game of all time, and it's just a shame we don't know who the fucking guy who it is playing the guitar. It's absolutely a crime. We need to find this guy immediately because he has the cure for every ailment you could have musically. Um, and so yeah, that was my 10th pick. Um, my ninth pick was a song called "Ephemeral Dream" from Soul Calibur 3,
Oh, we're doing
and it
songs.
is
Okay, got you, got you, got you, got you, got
yeah
you.
this is songs from video game, our favorite
Mm.
songs. It doesn't have to be openings for it.
Oh, okay, got you, got you.
So "Ephemeral Dream" from Soul Calibur 3. I don't know of any piece of music I've heard in a video game that encapsulates a like a real Japanese feel to it.
Hmm.
Uh, it's I mean, the stage is for one of the characters, Setsuka, in the game, who is actually not pure Japanese. She's actually a European baby who got left at the doorstep of a samurai master and trained under him until one of the other characters in the game killed her master, and so she's basically on a search to find her killer for her master. She uses like an umbrella sheath blade style. Really, I mean, her design is really good. She's got the geisha type of hairdo and like the kimono robe. I mean, really good design character, and the music is so sad and somber that like you can actually almost like feel what the character is feeling, and that's what I look for in like a game. Am I how immersed am I with the character that's in the game? And I feel like most of these songs that I have on here do solidify the way the character is feeling in the moment. And so Ephemeral Dream definitely just encapsulates the Japanese feel of that game
Hmm.
and of that series, really. I don't think there's a better song in that series. Except for my eighth pick, which is also from Soul Calibur 3. It's called Forsaken Sanctuary, and this is basically where you either fight Nightmare or Siegfried, depending on which path you take in the story mode. But I prefer Siegfried since in the story of Soul Calibur 3, he's basically trying to atone for his sins when he was under the control of Soul Edge, and so also voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, Crispin Freeman, who also voices Itachi in Naruto. Um, that was my first introduction to his voice acting. Um, but really, I mean, again, his design's really awesome. Medieval, type of sword wielder, heavy armor type of stuff. So character design is awesome. Music is fantastic. It's got really a very eerie, kind of like you're almost at the end of the journey type of song feeling to it. So yeah, but I'll stop my list for right now. Mondo, do you got some? Or Ty,
Yeah,
do you
I
got something?
have a few. Yeah, you're gonna. It's gonna be a hard thing. It's gonna be a hard transition for you, isn't it? Uh, all right. So I have a couple. Actually, as we've been sitting here, I've been thinking more and more about it. So I'll do a few myself. The first one is gonna be Spiral from the Naruto Ninja Storm, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. The opening to
Oh
that,
yeah,
absolute fire. I remember you showed me that, and you were
yes,
super excited. You're like, "Oh my god!" You're like, "You're like the only person I know that like would dig this type of stuff like me." And I'm like, "Dude, I got you, bro."
yeah.
And yeah, dude,
That yeah, I agree 100%.
such a
Yeah.
fire. If go look it up now. Um, so I'm a huge Witcher 3 fan, and I'm definitely gonna go pick it up again here soon, probably, just because I'm just addicted to Witcher. I love it so much. But there's a couple of songs I want to mention from Witcher 3, just because they're all just so beautiful and well done. The first one is called "After the Storm," and oh, dude, It is just, and this song plays like sad moments, sad endings, bad things are going on. It's just like super. The violin comes in and just takes you away, and you just get filled with emotion. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Another one that I really love is the third pick. Is This is probably my number one pick if I was doing hierarchy. It's called Priscilla's Song. And this is when the Witcher and his dwarven friend, they're in the tavern, and the Dandelion's girlfriend or whatever is playing the song. And it's about,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's about Geralt. It's about the wolf and Yennefer.
Hmm.
That song is insane. It's so beautiful, so well done. You sound like you're out on the interstate with the wind blowing in your mic, Aries. But it's like your mic just like goes to crap after like a certain amount of time.
Oh my gosh.
Rip. But no, I love that. So yeah, that. And I only have one more left, I think. Persona 5. Everything in Persona 5.
Oh yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
never see it
yeah,
coming.
that's a no brainer. That's a fantastic, and pretty much that entire soundtrack. I would, definitely, I would definitely agree with that. I haven't even finished the game, and
Oh,
the the
crime.
first time I heard that, I vibed to that for like 10 minutes before I even started the fight.
I freaking have what's it called? The oh, I can't even think straight. The PlayStation Home, the background music. It's
Yes.
one like the chill songs, like when you're just walking around doing different stuff. Oh, it's fire.
Oh
So
damn.
yeah, so
That's.
good. Love it. All right,
Yeah.
the floor is
That's
all yours.
okay. So number 7 was probably one of my favorite moments that I would go over to people's houses and play Halo. I would, I told Di a story of literally just me going over to somebody's house for a whole weekend, and we did nothing but play Halo 3. We basically just trashed through the story mode and went straight into clowning people online. And
Indeed.
of course, my buddy was way better than I was, but
Wait, what
Halo
game is
is just
this?
one. Halo 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the song from Halo 3 is the very ending mission, the ending Warthog run. And you and the Arbiter are like literally like trying to
Arbiter.
get off of the Halo ring and going into the ship before the end of the game. And uh, Martin O'Donnell does the soundtrack for all the Halo games, and he did Destiny and Destiny 2. He's no longer with Bungie due to some really shady kind of going ons with his contract, which is just completely their fault because I mean Martin was one of the guys that he basically created a generation of fans who really started to like uh, video game music. Like, I mean, the Halo theme by itself probably could have got an entry on this list. It's probably on. It's my one of my honorable mentions. But there's something about the ending to Halo 3 that just made it so good. Explosions all around you. There's this badass piano riff going on in the back with the orchestra. It's so nasty. Um, so that was number 7. Number 6. These next two are actually from kind of a love it or hate it relationship with some gamers, but they're some of my favorite trilogies in RPGs. So the number 6 pick is called Eternal Fight from Final Fantasy 13-2. This is basically the last fight that Lightning is fighting Caius at the very beginning of the game, and there's such a build up to it. Like it just starts out with the orchestra build up, and then it goes into like a kind of rap techno beat with the orchestra. And while you're playing the game, it's almost hard to remember that you're listening to a fire, absolutely fire fight theme with
Fire,
Caius.
fire.
Fire, but I mean, just really good overall. The next one, which is still one of my favorite battle themes to RPG, is Crimson Blitz from Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. And this theme basically just encapsulates that character. Has a really good like breakdown part where the guitar and the orchestra are just kind of like going at each other almost. It's almost like a battle that the guitar and the orchestra are having about who gets like more, I guess, more playtime. But it's really good. I really enjoy Lightning Returns. It really made me enjoy the game even more. And it's just really badass. Like, it's just a badass theme. Speaking of badass themes, number 4, we have of course, one of the most recognizable antagonists of any video game, the Sephiroth theme from Final Fantasy VII. But I did the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children version because the orchestra is a little bit more hefty. It's got that little bit more orchestral feeling to it, and the guitar, of course, is just nasty. It's monstrous in that version. Really good, very good version. And of course, I mean, come on, it's Sephiroth. I mean, it's the one-winged angel theme. So I mean, there's no as far as a boss theme, there are very few that can even come close to topping that. The third one is kind of a personal favorite of mine. Not really one of what I would consider like one of the great pieces of music in a video game, but it is the Sky Battle theme from Dragon Ball Burst Limit. The theme, super good, or super high energy, shredding lead guitar. Almost to the point where you're like, please stop playing the guitar, my ears have fallen off. It's just because you've melted them off. It's so good, and it really kind of helps you get into the real fighting game feel to it. Number 2 should be no surprise to you, Dai, and people who've watched my channel. Number 2 is Dearly Beloved by Kingdom Hearts, from Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically. I mean, it's the theme that you hear at the very beginning of the game. It's got that, nice piano, and the Kingdom Hearts 2 version has like the waves, like hitting the shore. So I mean, it's super relaxing. It's one of the most relaxing songs I've ever heard in my entire life. When I was, I think, in high school, I used to sometimes fall asleep listening to that song. It's simply one of the greatest pieces of music that I've heard ever. And I mean, I listen to a lot of music. It's so subtle and so beautiful at the same time, and it's amazing. And of course, number 1 is also from Kingdom Hearts 2, specifically the 2.5 remix, and it is called A Fight to the Death. And this is basically the first fight that you have with Xemnas before you and Riku kind of take him on by yourself. This is just like super hype. The orchestra is building throughout the entire song, to where it only starts off like with the horns a little bit, like the piano and the horns, and then the entire orchestra just floods in. It's amazing. Probably my favorite boss theme of all time, definitely. But yeah, that's my top 10 for video game music.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing with your mic?
Nothing.
Your mic is like keeps like breaking in and out, like really loud.
Oh damn. But some honorable mentions. Definitely the Halo theme, like I mentioned before. It's basically space opera. Is what the Halo theme is. It's pretty much space opera. Another one would definitely be pretty much the entirety of the soundtrack from the original Dragon Ball Z Budokai games that came out on PS2. Budokai. Awesome soundtrack. Kenji Yamamoto was the one who made that soundtrack, and he did some shady stuff with copyright, but the soundtrack's still fire. And another one would be the King of Fighters 14 soundtrack.
King of Fighters.
King of Fighters, yes. That specifically the Moonlit Factory I used to have that as my backdrop for my PS4 for the longest time. The saxophone in that thing is, I mean, that
My
saxophone is
instrument, baby. Come on.
godlike. Yeah. I'm surprised you don't have that song on speed dial because that saxophone is just nasty. Um, I would say another one definitely too is the Tekken 3 soundtrack. Um, it is definitely an older soundtrack, maybe PS1. Uh, Probably would be my if it made it on my list, it would have been the oldest soundtrack that would or one piece of music I had on there. Um, but Tekken 3 soundtrack is amazing. Definitely the most creative out of that soundtrack. Um, a song that I would have had from Tekken probably make the list would have been Snow Castle from Tekken 5. Uh, that that song has a lot of build up to it. It's super hype. Uh, and Jin is my favorite character from that series too. Uh,
Hmm.
Super. He suffers a little bit from the Sasuke emo syndrome, uh, but still, I mean, still fantastic character and a
Hey, we
great
all do at
theme.
times, man.
Yes. But yeah, I didn't know if you had any honorable mentions for the video game music.
I did not. That's all I got.
Okay.
Let's see. Definitely wanted to say, in terms of anime soundtracks, SAO, Al Noah Zero, Separate at the End, and Guilty Crown. I have bought all these soundtracks for these shows. They're all phenomenal, man. All good stuff. But yeah, that's all I got. So, how about you?
Yeah. Soundtracks, anime soundtracks, Fairy Tail, Naruto Shippuden, uh, original Naruto, DBC, Bruce Faulconer, the
Hmm.
original composer for DBC, who doesn't get as much credit as he should. Uh, but yeah, his music was definitely very unique for that show. Um, One of the main villains basically had a rap beat for his theme for Cells.
Boo ya boo.
Um,
Shaka ya doo.
Call you but the that I mean that shows very nice. And then of course the Fate soundtracks, anything from Fate Zero or Fate Stay Night,
Mm-hmm.
uh, definitely give those a listen because I have, even though I haven't really finished all Fate Zero, I
Wow.
have finished Fate Stay Night. I have not finished Fate Zero,
Wait, you
but
did?
I have listened to the. I have no. I listened to the soundtracks for it.
Oh, okay.
I'm still, but I did. I finished Fate Stay Night definitely
Like
because
the
I told
anime or
myself I was
this
gonna.
is soundtrack?
The anime. Yeah.
Really? I know you finished it.
Yeah. Yeah. I finished Stay Night. I still haven't finished Zero. I don't know when I'm going to finish Zero, but
Yeah, that's been me too. I haven't finished Zero, but I did watch all Stay Night. I love Stay Night.
Stay Night. Yeah, Stay Night's amazing. And of course, the soundtrack for the new type of animation for Berserk is really good too. That show is honestly one of my favorite shows, just because it's basically just blood, gore, and violence out of the yin yang, and for a purpose, of course, but a really badass purpose. But the really nice SAO soundtrack, of course, is godlike.
It is every single song. I mean, I have it all on my phone. It's amazing. It's beautiful. There's a lot of just chill music. It's a lot of sad music. I mean, it's an RPG, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if I've said it. Fairy Tale soundtrack. You should probably just go on Spotify and listen to that entire. It's literally like there's they have the movie soundtrack on there. They have the all three volumes from the anime on there. I mean, absolutely, just awesome soundtrack.
Hmm.
I would say another one too, definitely to listen to would probably be at least for me, I know is really good. Is just Gundam Wing Zero soundtrack. So most of the soundtracks that, and of course Samurai Champloo soundtrack, because it's literally done by three different artists, and each one of them kind of has their own like take to it on the series, and it just really makes it. You can kind of tell who's doing what in which episode once you listen to it.
Hmm.
So that makes it a lot better. There's also a really good song in Samurai Champloo. It's really, I mean, it's almost just, it's almost awesome how sad the song is, and I mean, it's fantastic. Um,
Very nice.
and I think, well, actually, fun fact to relate to some of the soundtracks that I said to, along with my video game soundtracks. The guy who plays Jin in Samurai Champloo is also one of the Organization 13 members in Kingdom Hearts 2, Saix. They both share the same voice actor.
Dude, you hear those two guys like almost every show. Like they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Another fun fact for the people who've watched Naruto, the voice of Kurama, the actual name of the nine-tailed fox, Paul St. Peter, he's done voices for a bunch of stuff. Mainly, I knew him from Kingdom Hearts 2 as Xemnas. They are both the same voice actor. He's a fantastic voice actor. Um, and of course, really for me, I didn't realize that he was in also JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Richard Epcar, he does the voice of also another Kingdom Hearts character, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness. Which, fun fact, Richard Epcar was not the original voice actor for Ansem. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Ansem was voiced by a guy named Billy Zane, who had done a bunch of other villain roles in the past. So the original Kingdom Hearts 1 voice actor was Billy Zane. Richard Epcar didn't actually step in as Ansem until Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Hmm.
But fun side notes on that. I think one of my honorable mentions for my openings probably would have been Roni Kenshin.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not.
Probably
That's a
would.
very classic one.
Yeah. And of course, Yu Yu Hakusho's opening is really fun. Probably also on my honorable mentions list. Super fun.
But yeah, we did this video. We were really excited. Just kind of share what over our tenure of life, of our tenure of anime and gaming and all that. It's the type of music that's really kind of spoken to us. I don't know. Music has a way of making you feel a certain way. Music has a way of giving you emotions, eliciting certain feelings, and definitely just can pump you up, especially when you're in a gym with listening to some freaking Naruto anime music or something, man. It's just, you get pumped up. You definitely can lift probably 30 pounds heavier. I don't know. Music is just such a beautiful thing. And I like to, since I'm the Professor diehard now, I think I want to start a thing where every time I end the stream, I want to like leave a little, little lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like a little lesson. So, this is from, I'm not going to say what it's from. You can look it up yourself. But you got three types of people in your life. You got your leaves, you got your branches, and you got your roots, right? First, your leaves, when the wind blows, they break off and they're gone. You thought they were going to be there, but they're very fickle. They're gone in the blink of an eye, and that's it. Branches, they kind of hold on for a while. Even though the wind blows, they'll hold on even through the tough times, but then at some point, the friendship breaks and it's gone. Then you have your roots. And those are the people that stick by you through it all. They're the people who bound you as a person, that are there for you through thick and thin. And definitely in your own lives, whoever watches this video, whoever, if this blesses you or not, definitely think about yourself. The type of people, the type of friends you have in your life. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Because that's definitely something that I had to learn the hard way. I think Aries can understand the same. But yeah, so that's a little bit of some knowledge there. Hope you peeps enjoyed class today. I'll definitely hit you guys up next time. Definitely be checking out for future streams. Aries from Aries Gaming Productions. Check his video out. all of his vids out. They're all great stuff. Nerdiest guy I know, and this is the reason why we're best friends. So yeah, but definitely go check him out. He may be changing his name here soon. If he does, he'll probably post a video about it.
Yes.
Um, I've been thinking about different names. I don't know what he's thinking yet, but we're still kind of discussing. I'm trying to help him out a little bit. But definitely leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out when we play Borderlands. I'm probably going to be picking up something here soon. When it comes to gaming, I'm really just kind of disheartened a little bit because there's just some games I really want, but they're like so far off from getting. So I'm just kind of waiting my time till what I really want comes. So but I'll still play here and there. I'm thinking about doing a funny video calling myself the American Sniper on PlanetSide 2 and just start sniping people. I may do that like tomorrow maybe. But anywho, you guys have a good one. Peace out.